Forgot. So before we start this one, we actually want to talk about, Kurt brought it up first, because I have a story for this one too.
Yep.
First team party as an ODA member. If you guys don't know, team parties are a huge deal.
Yeah.
When you have a team party, it's like, whose house are you going to?
Yep.
What's going to be the environment? What are your teammates going to act like when they're all drinking and the truth comes out about who you are and how you guys feel about each other and the dynamics? It's a big deal
And
to have a team
as
party.
the new guy, you're like,
oof, everything's on the line.
you're like, I'm going with my wife, and I'm like, please don't embarrass me, right? Not like, don't fuck with me too much in front of the
Right.
wife.
Nobody could talk shit to you from your side because you just want to impress people.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, after Kurt's story, I got into a fight at my first team party.
Oh, damn, son.
Yep.
So
That happened. So let's hear yours first.
So for mine, so what brought this up is Abel poured a drink, and they gave him a kid's cup, basically.
Yeah.
And so I remember my first team party, and we go there, and our Delta at the time, I go to get a drink and pour a drink. He's like, no, new guy. It's like, you need this, and goes into the cabinet it was at my team sergeant's house, and they had young kids, and pulls out this fucking sippy cup with two little handles on the side. Pours my whiskey in this sippy cup with a rubber lid on top. So I'm just like drinking. It's the only cup I was allowed to use the entire night. So I'm like sitting there just like, oh fuck, whatever.
So
Just
all
getting
night
wasted.
long you sipped on a big
I had to
cup?
drink out of a fucking sippy cup. There was another, actually Dylan, who's one of our mentors, was also a new guy at the same time.
We were in the Bravo course together too. Dylan is awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
He gave him the bowl that has the built-in straw.
Yeah.
So he's just got the bowl with the built-in straw, just like drinking his whiskey out of that.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Then, you know what actually is pretty funny too, is we did have a Christmas party at one time. We had another new guy, a brand new Echo, that came to the team. I had already been on the team for a bit at this point. And he got blackout drunk, wasted. And the same Delta was just feeding him shots. And we all saw it coming, oh, this guy, you saw the life leave his eyes.
Yeah.
Tried to fight a sergeant major
Oh.
at the party.
Oh.
At the fucking party, and everybody, nobody tried to step in and stop it.
Are you serious?
He wasn't our company sergeant major. He was just a sergeant major,
Okay.
a tab
That's fair.
sergeant major.
That's fair.
And
He can handle himself.
He started talking shit to the sergeant major and getting aggressive
How
with
did
the
it
sergeant
end?
major. It ended up where the sergeant major realized, he's been around for a bit. He knew he was drunk, so he disengaged. So it didn't go anywhere.
Nice.
But everybody else saw it and was like, The next day, it's like, you know what you did last night? Could you imagine waking up and being like, you know what you did? And you're like, no. It's like, you tried to fight a sergeant major.
Because you know that guy's
Like,
never
oh,
going to forget
fuck.
that.
Yeah.
He's going to take that with him forever. So if you ever want to go to his company, if he's ever in charge of free fall school or anything that you want, he's going to remember that guy and be like, that motherfucker?
He brought
Okay.
it up in the future too. He would in jest say something about it. And he was like, oh, when Josh tried to fight me or something like that, you know?
Oh.
And so it's not one of those things that he forgot.
Yeah. So our first team party, they were all arguing about, whose house should we have it at? Well, I had just bought our house in the Springs. It's a big house. I was like, you guys could have it at my house. I have a bar in my basement. Have it at my house. And they're like, all right, cool. So the whole team comes over to my house. We're having a team party because the senior, I think he's an Echo, maybe he's a Charlie. One of the seniors is about to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So it just happens to be the first opportunity to have a team party. Well, the guy that we're having the team party for gets hammered drunk. And so I'm in my basement at my bar in my fucking house, and he starts saying, hey man, when I was growing up, fucking new guys didn't open their fucking mouths. And starts talking to me about how I need to shut my mouth. And I looked at him and I said, I understand, and that's fine, but you're in my house. And if you talk to me like that again, I'm gonna pick your ass up, I'm gonna slam you on your fucking neck right in that spot,
damn.
right fucking there. So say one more fucking word to me.
Damn.
And I got heated, bro. And then so my senior looked at me, and he was a pussy, so he looked at me and was like, and then looked at him and go, and then the senior didn't say another fucking word to me.
Nice.
Because I was 100% serious. I didn't just say it. I envisioned how I was gonna grab him, how I was gonna pick him up, and how I was gonna shuck him onto his fucking neck in that spot in my basement.
Yeah.
You do not talk shit to me in my fucking house.
Right.
So I didn't care that I was the new guy. I don't care that you're the senior. When you come into another man's house, you fucking respect that man's house.
Yep.
If you don't want to respect a new guy, do not have a party in his house, because you're not going to be able to treat him that way. So that was my introduction to the team. And after that point, I had to they just stopped, and I just went back upstairs to keep going upstairs. But it was like, dude, fuck.
Nice.
And I was like, listen, man, I am not from where you guys are from. I'm not fucking playing. You disrespect me in my house, like
From the streets.
I'm from the streets. And I'm like, you disrespect me in my house, you're getting slammed on your neck. I may lose the fight,
Right.
but we're fighting.
You know what's funny is it made me think about it is like when you get to your team and you realize the different dynamics, right? So all the seniors were new guys together. They came up together. So the seniors are all tight.
Yep.
The new guys are all tight, you know, because they could, got there at the same time. I have a picture that popped up in my car the other day, and I was looking. It was me, Dylan, and our two Echoes, and I was like, oh, it's all the juniors. We all got there at the same time,
Yeah.
and so like
Me,
we were
Tom.
coming up exactly right. So when you see like
Tino.
you realize the dynamics and like how the seniors have that kind of bond and all, it's kind of interesting to see like when a new guy comes in and something like that happens, like is your senior gonna take your side,
Right.
take his buddy's side, right?
He
'Cause
didn't
they came
take
up together.
either sides. He looked at me, and he looked at him, was like, and I looked at him, expecting him to hit me.
Right.
I
So,
thought
yeah, you're-
100%. They're boys. They've been on the team for a long time. He's about to hit me. I'm about to hit him, and then I'll figure out how to deal with him. But I'm getting mine on him because
Right.
And he didn't do shit. So I was like, it is what it is.
Keep going.
And then after like a couple days later, he's like, wow, dude, you went ham on him. Like, I don't know if you should have done that. I was like, don't disrespect me in my house.
That's one of those things. Though, it's like it's almost like prison in a sense. Like you have to earn your respect.
Yeah.
And I'm sure through that you probably earned your respect with a lot of those guys.
Whether or not they respected it, I set the boundaries.
Right, yeah.
I set my boundaries, and they picked up on those boundaries, which they ended up using to their advantage later when they had me fight Tino on the range. Because I was like, Tino, you say one more fucking word, I'm gonna hurt you. And then one of the seniors heard it and goes, oh shit, circle up. And so we're on the range, and they were like, you guys are gonna fight. And I was like, sorry, Tino. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's my homie. But I was like, it's going down. And I just ran at him, speared him, slammed him on the ground, and then Tino fucking popped me in the mouth. I bit my tongue. I didn't know my tongue was between my teeth, but when he hit me, I was like, and my tongue just started gushing blood. And I was like, whatever. And then armbarred him on the range.
So Tino and I are from the same town.
Yeah.
Which we randomly found that out one time. So I know Tino. Tino's not like a fighter like that.
No. And so I had immense amount of respect for Tino for stepping up, knowing he wasn't a fighter and still scrapping.
Yeah.
You know he didn't want to scrap,
Yeah.
but he did it.
He's got the whole team there. What
Yeah.
else are you gonna do? You
Yeah,
can't back
no
down
choice.
at that point.
He had no choice, and he threw a heater on me. But yeah,
Good times, man.
that was my first team party incident. Was like threatening a senior.
Oh, nice.
And,
it's a good way to get on.
Yeah, it was not the best.
Like, hey, this is my new guy.
Yeah.
Fuck. He's trying to fight everybody.
And then anyway, we could talk about some cowardice, but we'll leave that out because that